now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Doc Thompson. Brad Staggs. The mighty MoJo50.
It's simply anti-man. That's what it is. It's not progressive. I mean, it is that as well, but that's not the focus. It's just anti-man. That's the entire thing. By the way, I caught myself in this entire insanity. I was planning on giving Brad the business and getting him all caught up in this nonsense, and I got myself. I am completely triggered by this nonsense from Gillette.
I watched it this morning.
How do you feel about that?
I think the first thing out of my mouth was, this makes me want to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. They want to talk about toxic masculinity. You know what makes me toxic? Nonsense like this. It makes me want to throat punch everybody at Gillette.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is what makes me angry.
Yes.
Is your nonsense. Yeah. Stop it. You're just being anti-male. Now, I believe Matlock touched on this yesterday. Brandon Morse, the Morris Code, mentioned it from 11 to 1 yesterday when he was on the air with Jason Hernandez right here at MoJo50. And they covered this, but I have some interesting and I believe unique takes on this thing. First, the video. Gillette, a company that I would think primarily sells to males.
Yeah, although the female razor market is
probably pretty significant as well.
I mean, they got more stuff to shave.
That's true. Is it balanced? Is it 50%?
Oh, I'll bet you they sell more razors to women than they do to men.
Don't women use their razors more or less? Change them less?
I don't know if they change them less, but what?
I was going to let you know, I've got that video. If you want me to play it, it's got the audio attached to it.
We got audio coming through. We got audio coming through real quick. I'm hearing music. There you go. What'd you say?
I said I've got that video. If you want me to play it online for everybody.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it's got the audio attached to it.
Perfect. Yeah, get ready. This is, women don't change their razors as often as men, though, so maybe it's 50-50.
Well, I don't know. I tried to look up the stats, and they're kind of murky.
Okay, let's say it's 50-50, right?
I would guess it probably leans more toward women.
But
overall.
Remember, the Gillette campaign is a man, the best a man can be.
Right.
So obviously targeting men and have had that type of slogan or that exact slogan for years.
Yeah, they have.
Okay. And they release a video that says that men are toxic. No, I'm not talking about, the little words they strung together. The point is, they're saying men are toxic. They use the term toxic masculinity. That's not a thing.
Which, no one can seem to define toxic.
That's because it's not real. It's like saying widget unicorns. Nobody knows what the F it is. It doesn't exist. You have to break it down. They're saying masculinity is toxic. They're not distinguishing between saying this is masculine over here,
right,
and this is masculine over here, and this one masculinity is toxic.
Right.
They're saying masculinity is toxic. They don't even have the balls to come out and say it.
I think that was toxic masculinity right
Absolutely
there.
It is. At least say what you are. Stop pussyfooting around.
I think that was toxic masculinity.
Knock it off and just go full bore. What do you want men to be? Because based on the video that you put out there, I don't think that's what a man is.
I hope not.
Yes, I recognize there are stereotypes of men that are not flattering, and some of those stereotypes are true.
They would be called dicks.
Yes.
Don't be a dick.
Most men do not recognize and support men who abuse women,
right,
who abuse children,
right,
who are just assholes.
Right.
They don't recognize that. No. But Gillette is saying, unless you get on board with their progressive agenda and trash all things that have been traditionally masculine, you are toxic. Because based on the men in the video, it's not any men I know.
No.
It's the beta O'Rourke's. It's the beta male is what they're supporting. Masculinity is not wrong. Femininity is not wrong.
Nope.
Males do not have to be masculine. Women can be masculine and vice versa. That's all fine. But stop saying masculinity is wrong and start pointing at the problem, and that is people who are committing crimes or who are just assholes. And that's what you've got to realize. Yeah. Where are they pointing out when women are assholes or toxic femininity? In other words, the things that feminists do or women do that are equally as bad, whether they're stereotypical or not. What about all the women that are raping children? All of the female teachers that are having sex with their students.
Oh, they always get off.
Oh, that's okay, apparently?
Yeah, they don't bring that up.
Oh, Doc, that doesn't happen a lot. Really? Have you done your research? Obviously, you haven't. What about the stereotype of, because they're like, the traditional tough guy male, and what about the stereotypical annoying blah-bitty-blah-bitty-blah woman? Now, there are plenty of women. I would think most women in this audience don't support any of that nonsense either. You don't support the feminazis.
I would think they don't.
They don't. But Gillette doesn't think that's a problem? The negative stereotypes of women can't make up their mind, constantly with their job. Why do I just want you to hear me? All of that shit is what it is. And they're not attacking any of that. That's okay. That's apparently okay. That's what they want the world to be. They want the women to emotionally run amok with no filters, no control, driving everybody out of their friggin' mind, and the men to go, sure. That's what they want the country to be?
Apparently that's what they want.
How would that have worked in World War II? How would that have worked in the Revolutionary War, any other war? How would that defend America? How would that be good for our military? How would that be good for our children? You jackasses.
You know what the Nazis needed was just a big hug. They just needed somebody to show them love.
Listen, Adolf, I just want you to hear me. I don't want you to fix the problem.
Just listen. Just listen.
Maybe that's all that Adolf needed to be. Maybe if people had just heard him and didn't try to fix the problem, he wouldn't have invaded Poland and France and Czechoslovakia and systematically exterminated 8 million people.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's all he needed.
Yeah. Just a little. He needed love.
So, Adolf, you're saying you just want me to hear you. Is that right?
Yeah.
You just want me to hear you?
Yeah.
So how can I help, though? How should I fix your problems? Because you need me to fix those, right?
I think I'm hiding some latent homosexuality. Can you help me with that?
No. Da. Oh, wait, that's Russian. Here we go. 9! All right, let's get to the video here. This is pissing me off. Here we go.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual
Toxic
harassment.
masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get?
Hold it! Stop the tape! I demand Gillette define toxic masculinity specifically. None of this crappy video with images and emotion. The only thing missing is that stupid Arms of an Angel song.
And a kid with a fly on his face.
Fly in his face, or puppy dogs that have been chained out in the winter with big open sores. Define it, Gillette. I want a quote. I want a definition, and I want specifics. I want a case friggin' study by tomorrow. I want 14 pages, and you shouldn't have any problem because you're a bunch of women and pussies over there that have no problem. Blah, 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 blah. So many words. Define it. Don't produce emotional videos. Tell me what it is. And tell me what a man is. The best a man could be? What is that? You've said they're not toxic masculinity. Okay, great. What is toxic masculinity? And then what is a man? All right, we're never going to get through this video. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it?
Now they're showing bullying.
We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long.
Showing classic clips of, hold on a second, of women being objectified in videos where they're in bikinis.
Grab the waitress's butt.
Then they showed a clip that was kind of a parody of a 1950s everybody or I Love Lucy type thing where a woman's in the kitchen and the husband's behind and they're, he's the man of the house, that type of thing. Aren't some of those are just traditional values that we
yes
because the clip they showed of that sitcom wasn't a guy doing anything wrong. No, I mean obviously some of this stuff is wrong, bullying, but that wasn't wrong.
Was that the guy? Was that a guy and his wife, or was that a guy? Like. Or was that a guy in a restaurant? I thought it was
kitchen or whatever.
It may have been.
But you think I was right? Okay, so Yeah, and by the way, shouldn't people get to decide what their roles are?
You would think.
Gillette, shouldn't a woman get to decide if she wants a more traditional role in the home or not? Ladies, you want to wear the pants of the family. You want to be the breadwinner, and you want to completely emasculate your husband, and he's happy with that? God bless you. Good for you.
More power to you.
And if you want a more traditional role where you're making sandwiches and having babies, and the husband goes off to work and comes home, Lucy, I'm home.
No.
Wonderful.
Remember,
Great,
it's
either way.
far better to put kids in daycare. Far better.
Here we go. A little more. I hate these.
Laugh it off.
Who's the daddy? What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the
Mansplaining.
same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
No, they don't.
They should. Hang on.
Hold on a
They
second.
could have cut that clip. Men need to hold other men. They should have left it right there.
No, by the way, men do not need to hold other men accountable, and women do not need to hold men accountable, and women do not hold women accountable, or vice versa, or any combination. You need to hold yourself accountable.
Responsibility.
Personal accountability and personal responsibility. And by the way, men accountable for what? Great. Let's say you believe men need to hold other men accountable. That's what you believe as a progressive. Great. Men don't need to hold women accountable? Women don't need to hold other women accountable?
Right.
Where's the women's march out there holding other women accountable for raping children?
Yeah.
What about women out there at the Women's March or Gillette holding women accountable for abusing children?
And just for the record, I'm okay with women holding other women.
Multiple stories in the last couple of weeks of children dying horrible deaths. Some of it because of irresponsible parenting. Some of that just irresponsible mothering. Weren't watching their children, leaving kids in hot cars or cold cars this time of the year. You see these stories. Women going in to gamble all night or go drinking or partying at the club with their kids in the car. You're not holding other women accountable for that? Oh, that's just a crime. That's different. Then what are you talking about with men? Yeah. A little more of the video here.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
The right way.
Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men.
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
That's not how we treat each other, okay?
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
And finally, it ends with the most inaccurate statement of all.
What's it say? It's
No, not that. Not that one. The last clip that the announcer said.
What did he say?
Because the boys of today are the men of tomorrow. No, they're not.
No, they're going to be the wussies of tomorrow.
They are the women or emasculated men or pussies of tomorrow.
You know, Izzo made a observation that I missed the first time, that if you're a white male, this video basically shows in all scenarios the white male screwing up and a black male correcting
him and fixing it. Yeah, exactly.
I did, didn't it?
Phenomenal.
I didn't understand the one, the bunch of black guys standing on the corner and they hey, shake on it.
Well, throughout this, they show the reasonable, non-toxic male intervening, doing the right thing, showing the toxic males and toxic boys what not to do. And it always shows, the quick little clip ends with them always going, now shake on it. Gee, Willikers, thanks so much. You're right. I see the error of my ways. Let's just shake.
Gosh, Beef,
What
thanks.
happens if one of the kids that the father split up from fighting on the ground when they were just like, boys will be boys, let them fight. And by the way, sometimes fighting's okay.
Yes.
I don't know many men that would say, I'm just going to let my kid or two other kids just beat the snot out of each other until one of them is serious. A couple of punches or,
That's
wrestling on
usually
the
all
ground.
they land.
Okay,
That's
fine.
usually all they last.
But they wanted to show that this was just going to let these kids, like in some sort of cage match. What happens if when you separate those kids, one of those kids goes, you're not my father, F you, and then punches him in the balls?
Yeah.
Is that guy just going to go, well, come on, Junior, let's talk this out? In none of those scenarios did anybody say, shut up, or continue to fight.
Right.
And what are you going to do then? This is what people are missing when they do crap like this about bullying. There are true bullies in the world that only understand force.
Yes. I got in a fight with one of them as a kid.
Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Mussolini.
Mm-hmm.
These are the cats. They should understand that. They get it when it comes to Putin. Mm-hmm. Putin only understands force.
Mm-hmm.